Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. This is going to be a group healing, group energy healing, where I heal 131 people in 12 different countries. And I will, first there's an intro overview where I talk about what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do it, the healing part. And during the healing part, I talk out loud and I explain what I'm doing. But I try to focus more on the healing than explaining, but somehow, hopefully it works out. And it's a great healing, and it's a decent walkthrough where you can listen and heal yourself as you listen, like follow it along as a walkthrough. It's all levels walkthrough. I try to include explanations for newbies, but you know, so it should be good for everybody, hopefully. Oh, can you give this live stream a thumbs up if you would like, if you like it, if you want it, if you want to, don't want to push you, but it does help the live stream. I'm still waiting for confirmation, but you know, I did start super late. Ah, yay, woohoo! Got a confirmation, rock and roll, thank you. Halogenic, can hear you from sunny San Francisco, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Hello, hello. I was just watching a Padma Lakshmi, she does the show Taste the Nation, and she did an episode on Filipinos in San Francisco and their food and their culture. All right, well, I prepped extra today, which is entirely why I'm starting even later than usual. But there's a flexible start time, so I'm not late. Finally figured out how to not be late in my life. Don't commit to a set time. Hello, we can see and hear you from Belgrade, Serbia. Hello, hello. Thanks everybody for your survey feedback. I did study them, possibly too long, and that's why I'm late. But the survey feedback was very interesting and helpful. For those of you that have maybe skipped the last few surveys, I'm changing the surveys up a little. I add a question or two here and there. So that's been interesting to see everybody's replies. And of course, you can always skip a question or two or three, you know, when you fill out the survey if you're not in the mood, but it's been good. Okay, so the theme of all the healings this month, all 5 healings this month, this set of 3, and then the twin set of 2 healings, which is on the 20th and 22nd of August, 2022. The theme is huge. Improve clairvoyance, intuition, logic, and confidence when self-healing. And in general life too, which is, you know, because when do you not need logic and confidence? And intuition and clairvoyance always comes in handy in all sorts of life situations, actually. More than you would think. Okay, so I am going to do a simplified, quicker version of one of the 2 main techniques from the second healing, which is the ripple effect, where if you use your clairvoyance, you use these abilities first on the spirit level, and then it sets off a chain reaction within you of, like, you know, you see something occurring, but then baggage about how you don't like what you saw, or you don't like seeing, or somebody you knew in a past life hated that you see things, you know, and so there's all this baggage that sort of awakens when you see something on a spirit level. Seeing is a natural thing on a subconscious spirit level. You have a 6th chakra, you look. That's like you have eyes. You know, when you open your eyelids, you see things. It's the same thing on a spirit level. You know, as long as your 6 isn't like completely shot to heck, if it's repaired, if it's reasonably flowing, you're gonna see a lot on a spirit level subconsciously. So then, you know, if there's a negative series of ripple effects, then you're going to probably block your conscious knowledge of what you just saw and kind of be like, mom, that didn't happen. I didn't see that. Right? So the idea is we're going to clear the negative ripple effect so that you only have the good effects from having the knowledge of what you just saw on a spirit level. And then, say for example, if you just saw that your mom jumped in your space, not that that ever happens to me. I'll do an aside about coughing. I mean, sometimes you have a health issue that maybe is related to food that you've been eating. Sometimes it's more purely energetic, like fifth chakra, you need to repair your fifth chakra, or your telepathic mesh in your fifth layer, this gold flowy feature of your fifth layer. There's a mesh, like a strip of it right there. So maybe that needs repair. Maybe there's too many beings like shooting energy, and there's some stagnant energy in your fifth, so then it kind of ricochets into, it's drawn in by your inner blocks, and then it comes into your fifth. And so if you have damage in your fifth, but even if you don't, and there's so much force coming in from whatever beings are like, shut up, then that can cause you to cough. So it's, fifth chakra, see if it's repaired, see if it's unblocked, see, is your telepathic mesh repaired, is your fifth layer unblocked enough? Of course, overall presence too, and grounding, but that's sort of the checklist for coughing. Plus, hot beverage, because sometimes you just have cold stuck in your throat. That's more of a traditional Chinese medicine concept. If you have cold stuck in your throat, if you have something warm to drink, can knock it out enough that your throat is better. So some people that keep coughing, they drink in cold water, to try to stop coughing, and it's making it worse, and so then they keep coughing. So that's not good. So anyway, so that was an aside about coughing. I'll be sure to timestamp like that. The energetic aspects of coughing. Okay, but back to the overview for today. I was already discussing ripple effect, and that was very effective for it was very effective in the last healing, and a number of people got really dramatic positive results from it. Other people, just life things got in the way, and so they felt good after the healing, but it wasn't like night and day. But there were a noticeable number of people that had sort of a wow benefit from the ripple effect clearing that we did. So we're going to repeat it. We'll just do it faster. So clearing the ripple effect of, because the idea is you're using these abilities naturally, like intuition on a subconscious spirit level. You're using it naturally because you have a fifth chakra, you have a seventh chakra. That's all it takes. You notice stuff, you know stuff spiritually, subconsciously, right? But knowing that stuff can set off chain reactions within you of energy that gets triggered. Your own baggage, other people's dumped energy, manipulations from other people, yada yada. So if we can clear all the negative ripple effect from that, then you only get the positive ripple effect of your intuition. Like, that's good. I'll act on that information. Now I feel inspired. Now I feel motivated. So yeah. So that's, long story short, we're going to repeat ripple effect clearing that we did 2 days ago. We'll clear the negative ripple effect, so that you only have the positive ripple effect left. from using these abilities, which you do naturally, subconsciously, intuition and clairvoyance. Logic, I don't think most people have a big ripple effect when they try to be logical. They just have baggage in the way of being logical and confident. So we'll probably just clear blocks about being logical and confident. Okay, so we will do that. We'll repeat that. But then the essence of what we're doing today is actually pretty simple. Simple, like, compared to stuff I can't do sometimes. So there'll be, we did in the second healing unblocking of chakras 7, 6, and 5, and unblocking of aura layers 7, 6, and 5 of your astral and physical body aura layers. Auras, which have 7 layers each, you know, layers like layers of an onion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will unblock layers 7, 6, and 5 and chakra 7, 6, and 5 extra, because those are the chakras technically that you use to have intuition and clairvoyance. Although, you know, presence and overall stability is just as important, and that involves all your chakras and your whole energy system. So we will unblock that, but I think we're going to also unblock 4th chakra and 4th layer, and then the 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and those layers explicitly. I mean, we do it with the composite copy technique. We unblock chakras, but I'm just going to do it that way too. So we're going to be unblocking chakras and aura layers. And we're going to clear 2 big energy blocks, which we've done before many times in healings in the last couple months. But I think, because I think all this stuff is going to kick up, you know, 2 big energy blocks. So in the next couple of days, when in doubt, clear 2 big energy blocks. Not that this healing is going to cause big problems in your life, just that, you know, the more you work the 2 big energy blocks, the more you clear 2 big energy blocks, the more ready you are to do more of this. And I know a lot of you are very, very, very motivated about this topic. I have a lot of clients who, some of them are already professional readers and healers, and maybe they already have built a successful practice, or maybe they're in the process of building up their successful practice, as in fully income self-sufficient practice. And other people who are pre-pro, you know, who are aspiring to become professional readers and healers. And then, of course, everybody I'm working with, most everybody, except for like some relatives and stuff. Some people too, they just want to, well, most people that I'm working with want pro-level skills, and that's what I do. Is I'm hoping to help you have pro-level skills so that you can pamper yourself every day for the rest of your life. With pro-level reading and healing abilities, so you can, you know, make your life lighter and easier. Okay, on a continual basis. So that's the essence. We're going to do a lot of ripple effect clearing. We're going to unblock chakras and aura layers a lot, and we're going to clear 2 big energy blocks a lot. That's the basics of it. Plus, we'll do our 4 essentials at the start. So that's it. That's my overview. It took a while to get to this. I was going to add a whole bunch of extra things, and then I finally realized that this is what we need to be the most effective thing. So, so now we will do the quiet time. I'm going to look at these soul comments first. Hey Janet, Christine, hear you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hey Janet, Christine, hear you. I appreciate your flexible start time. Not joking, long preparation is cool. Oh, that's nice. So many people get so pissed if you're not on time to things. Obviously, those people are generally not in my life for very long. Hi, Janet, here from cloudy Bloomington, Indiana. Thank you for the healing. Well, hello to you. Yeah, today is looks to be sunny. It's gonna, I think, reach 80, which is a bit much. But quick momentary garden update. I finished planting all my kale plants finally. I had so many kale plants because I grew indoor kale like all winter long for us, and so I had a lot of kale plants that were pretty mature, and I needed to put them in the garden because it's summertime now and they can live out the rest of their lives hopefully in the garden. And but I had like 18, and I had so many other things I had to do first, like tomatoes had to go in the ground, beans, I had to figure out beans because it's my first year planting beans. And then so the kale, since they were already in like big-ish pots, they were sort of a lower priority because they weren't suffering as much, you know, just waiting patiently in their pots. But now finally every last kale plant is in the ground. We have so much kale, which is awesome. I mean, you know, free fresh greens is great. I mean, free. I've spent so much money on the garden. It's not free. But, you know, fresh greens on demand, you know, is very cool. So, oh, speaking of which, I know this is total aside, but, you know, fuck it. So that was a quick garden update before starting because, of course. One more gardening thing. I wanted to show I could leave it as the backdrop. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, I wanted to show the Persian basil. That's a close-up, a very close-up of the Persian basil that I have growing outside, and that's the wood chips, the brown tan stuff they're growing. There's actually, yeah, they actually do have wood chips around them. But anyway, so isn't that gorgeous? The Persian basil, it's so funny because it was doing so poorly when I put it in the ground, which is my own fault, you know, learning curve about, yeah, anyway. But Persian basil is really yummy. It's like Thai basil, but a little stronger, you know, and so it's really great, and it's so gorgeous. And I tried to grow it indoors over the winter, but it's very tall, and so it didn't work out well indoors. I used Thai basil for indoors over the winter and grew that because it's much more compact, at least what I was growing, and so that worked out really well. But I was like, well, let's give Persian basil another try, you know, for outdoors, you know, and sure enough, it's like freaking gorgeous. So anyway, yeah, so I totally recommend Persian basil for outdoor growing if you like, you know, strong sort of Thai basil type flavors. That's from, I want to say it's from Baker Creek, that seed. But if you want, later you could comment under the video and I'd confirm where I got that seed from. But anyway, one more shot of one more full screen of the basil. See, there we go. That's my pretty Persian basil. Okay, now you have me again. But I'll leave the Persian basil background for this time. Tastes like cloves. Yeah, I don't think so. Tastes like cloves. Yeah, but I never resonate with how they describe basils. Like they describe like Italian basils as like sweet. I'm like, sweet? It's not sweet. You know? But they'll say, oh, the Italian basil is sweet. And then they'll be like, lemon basil is sweet. And I'll be like, no, it's just so mild. It tastes like nothing. I mean, I just like really strong flavored basil that tastes like strong Thai food, kind of. So anyway, yeah. So lots of comments about the basil. That's cute. Okay, so now I will be quiet about my garden, even though I could talk about that forever. Okay, so now I will shut up. I'll do my telepathic talking just to the participants. I'll be quiet for 3 minutes. And then towards the end of the 3 minutes, you'll see me starting the healing. And then shortly after that, I'll start talking out loud, and the rest is the healing when I'm walking people through it. Okay. So thanks for your patience with my 3 minutes or so of quiet. Okay, thanks for waiting. So, I'm gonna try keeping my eyes closed for a little bit as I talk, so hope you don't mind. That is a little odd, I know. But anyway, when you heal yourself, go ahead, if you want, make a copy out in front of you of your whole energy system or just the part you're healing right now. If you make a copy out in front of you with everything, it would be all your 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body is inside there, and both your groundings, physical body grounding and astral body grounding. So your groundings connect you to the core of the earth and help you to release energy. And so if they're as wide as possible, it's much more effective. That way they can get partially blocked and still be really effective. Hopefully you would unblock them so they would be fully unblocked, but then it's just much better. It just keeps your flow better, because the more you can release energy that's not yours, the more flowing you are. So you can go ahead and recreate both your groundings. Just make brand new ones, red or orange or yellow. Make them come up high as your third chakra, where your ribs meet and your sternum bone ends right there. That's your third chakra. So bring up your groundings, both of them that high, and make them wide as the edges of all your auras. And red or orange or yellow. Make both your groundings the same color. So both a shade of red, both a shade of orange, or both a shade of yellow. And just imagine a copy of both your groundings out in front of you. You can, if you're reasonably present, both groundings are in the same place, so that it looks kind of like one, but it's two different groundings. And you just use gold light from your hands. Your big hand chakra in the center palm of each hand generates a lot of energy, and also the fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. You set them to be a metallic gold color, these particular chakras, hand chakras and fingertip chakras, so that as they naturally spin, they are metallic gold color. And so then the energy they're generating is metallic gold, which is a good vibration for unblocking and repairing and letting go. So grounding is funny, it's like as if a waterfall, it's kind of like a waterfall, and it can have, blocks that are like rocks, and so you melt the rocks. But it can also be kind of, I don't know, it can kind of tangle and knot up too, with resistance. Sometimes you can have invasive beings that are in the way, that are causing kind of that tangle look too. So you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in these groundings, can you please recycle them? So indie ground, so that was unblocking grounding. So then indie grounding is where you check the outer perimeter of your groundings, both groundings, astral and physical, and you use gold light all the way down that outer surface and just melt away any connections between your grounding and other people's grounding. This is especially important if you feel overwhelmed after your interaction with somebody, after you've been, spending time with family members maybe, or, but it's always good, but, especially if you find like being with relatives is kind of exhausting, you may be losing the independence of your grounding. You may like have them cording into your grounding, and therefore it doesn't work, and everything backs up and you get all blocked, and so we don't want that. So just check and melt away everybody's connections into your grounding so that it works independently, completely independently. All right, so that's indie grounding. So then let's do aura repair. So with aura repair, the first thing is to figure out, do you need aura repair? Of course, you could always do it no matter what, but it's nice to be able to practice, you know, combing the outer surface of all 17 auras just to see like, yeah, that one kind of goes in deep. Because they're supposed to be, you know, just big round bubbles. So if you feel like, you know, there's a little give somewhere, that could be a couple of your Wei Qi auras are all ripped right there, or, you know, a couple, like all your auras are ripped right there, or, you know, so just kind of check the perimeter, because you got to see if you need aura repair first. I mean, you could use your intuition, I guess. If you feel like crap, you probably do need aura repair. So anyway, but it's nice to practice checking out your aura. When I do aura repair, I do it locally like that. I just check it out, find a spot, and then go to town with lots of gold light and clear beings and objects or whatever, and keep repairing. So that's how I do aura repair. But sometimes if I feel like, you know, I don't want to deal, I could do composite copy. I just tend to not do that. But it is a very newbie friendly and intermediate friendly kind of a technique. You know, because you don't have to think about where the damage is. You know, if you have aura damage in like 6 different places, you know, composite copy technique will fix that. So you just imagine an image of one rip that represents all the rips in your 17 auras, right? And so you have the one image of the rip that you made with your intention, and you want to use gold light to repair it. But it might be, since rips leak energy, they attract invasive people and invasive beings. So there could be a lot of gunk in the way. So when you use gold light, it won't permeate properly to repair. So you got to clean everybody out first. So you have your composite copy rip and fill it up with sticky gold wax. That's gold light from your hands that with your intention, you make it stick to everything that's not you. So it forms a big lump. So then you get rid of the lump all at once. So get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Fill it up with sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. So now you can use gold light. And you can have beings and hard objects in the way of people too, in the way of your repair that just kind of like huddle around the ripped part. So you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And just take a couple deep breaths while your angels do that for you. And then you could have hard objects in the way that actually cause the rips in the first place. You know, like because people can throw things like spears on an energy level, but it's bad to do. Don't do it. It's bad karma to do. Anyway, you can gather up all those hard objects to get them out of the way. So use gold light. Just imagine a bunch of hard objects in the way. If there are any, lift them out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the hard objects in the way. Angels, here you go. They'll be kind of embedded in the rip, you know, pretty deep. So then you just kind of ease it all the way out and give it to your angels. So then you just use gold light and get it as deep as you can so that all these ribs repair. Couple deep breaths. So that was pretty thorough, that repairing of rips. So I'm not going to do it a second time. Sometimes I do it a second time for leftover rips. But I feel like because we got rid of the beings and the objects and stuff as we did it, that I think it's good enough. We can melt away ore scarring and bruising. You can make a big pile of it out in front of you and melt it that way. Ore scarring and bruising is just leftover hardness from when people have thrown energy at you. But I'm just going to clear it by running gold light through and getting it wherever it is. So the scarring would be on the outer surface of the auras in different places, potentially. And the aura bruising would be more inner. It's in the auras that have layers to them, so that would be astral or physical body. You can get aura bruising, like patches of hardness in a couple layers at once. So I'm just getting rid of aura bruising, mostly in front of the hips and tummy area, and then in the back, behind the hips and lower back. And then around the head. A couple of people got headaches yesterday, but it wasn't because of the healing, it's because of somebody in your life whacking you. But anyway, so you could have leftover scarring from that, leftover bruising or scarring. So you're just melting it away so that your aura is just flowy, flowy. Because it's like you're like a fish and you can't swim through rock. You know, a fish can't swim through rock, a fish swims through flowing water, right? So you as a spirit, it's really challenging to be present if you have all these hard parts of your energy system. All right, so that's melting away aura scarring and aura bruising. So then gold mesh spheres, repairing gold mesh spheres. Those go with your Wei Qi auras. So 15 of the 17 auras that you have are Wei Qi auras, W-E-I-C-H-I, Wei Qi, 2 words. It's a traditional Chinese medicine concept having to do with strong boundaries energy. And the angels told me that we have 15 Wei Qi auras. So that's cool. They're like gold flowy force fields, and that gold light of the force field is generated by gold mesh spheres within each of these auras, the Wei Qi auras. So like, for example, one of your Wei Qi auras has 3 gold mesh spheres, an inner one, middle one, and an outer one. Traces, you know, all around your body. So these gold mesh spheres can get damaged when people throw energy, so you just want to use gold light and repair your gold mesh spheres, because their function is to generate gold light. And that's obviously really important. So we're repairing gold mesh spheres. So I'm just doing it, you know, locally all around. I have a copy out in front, so you can do that for yourself. Just have a copy of yourself out in front of you. Imagine your auras and imagine the, you know, the inner gold mesh spheres, the middle ones, the outer ones, and just use lots and lots of gold light. You could still have beings in the holes, invasive beings that are in the way of the repair process. So angels, if there are any beings in the way of the repair process that of the gold mesh spheres, please recycle them. You could have hard objects in the way, although we have removed a lot of hard objects already, so you could just gather those up with gold light. Angels, here you go. Any hard objects in the way of the gold mesh sphere repair you're trying to do, just gather them up. Angels, here you go. And then just finish the repair of the gold mesh spheres. Gold mesh spheres. Couple deep breaths so you can adjust to that. All right, so then creative ring repair. 3 gold rings above your head. Those are your creative rings. They're very useful to generate gold light, send it downward and inward as well. And this is a really important place in your energy system. So they're important in that way. They help all your chakras by generating that gold light. You come through them as you're waking up because part of you comes in first with the rings, and then the rest of you comes in through the rings gradually as you bring in more and more energy and wake up more and more. So they need to be repaired and unblocked and free of cords, ideally as well, and the flaps closed on them. So they're just rings. They don't have flaps sticking out of them around the outer surface. So this is a picture of the flaps when they're sticking out and irritated. So that's what you don't want. You don't want flaps sticking out. But you have to melt cords so that they relax and fall shut, the flaps. Repair. Use gold light and repair your creative rings. I noticed in the surveys, people get discouraged pretty easily when they're healing themselves, some people. And, you know, it's interesting because it's like, well, if you can, try to fight through that being discouraged. Just remind yourself, wait, something's fucking with me. Excuse my French. But, you know, like, if all of a sudden you have this opportunity to take 1 minute to repair your creative rings, and that's going to help you manifest, that's going to help you have like a 10 times better day. But all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I can't do that. It's like something possibly jumped in, you know, blocked up your 4th chakra to get you so unmotivated. And maybe be pissed about that. You know, maybe use your anger and be like, hell no. You know, this day is important. I'm not going to get this day back. It only happens once. This day is my day. You know, use your anger for good. Don't just be so easily shut down. You know, like, oh, that's so hard. 3 rings and they have cracks. Oh, wow. You know, no. You know, be pissed. Don't let yourself get shut down. Have a 4th chakra. Have motivation. Gold light. You can even play a game with your inner resistance and be like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'll only do it for a minute. You know, it's like if you're dealing with a kid that doesn't want to do something, and then you're like, well, we're going to do it for a minute. And then after that, we'll stop. You know? So anyway, creative ring repair. So you just use so much gold light that you're blasting out all the junk around it. You can get a lot of hard energy caked up around it. Basically built up from people having courted it and just dumping all sorts of junk on it. So again, use your anger for good. Do you want to get pooped on by people you know? I don't think so, right? Clear off the poop. And even if you clear off a little of the poop, it's going to help you have a better day. So melt the cords. If you have any invasive beings in the way, which probably you do, you know, when in doubt. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of my creative ring work? And how do you know when to stop with creative rings? Well, if the flow through, you know, from your 6th upward is unobstructed and you can bring in your energy, your new energy downward into your 7th unobstructed. So it just, there's a nice flow. And then also if your creative rings are generating enough gold light for you to, you know, bathe your chakras all the time in the gold light from your creative rings, then, you know, and the flaps are shut on the creative rings so that you're not overwhelmed. You have better focus. Then you do great. But really, you know, a little bit is better than nothing. When in doubt. You can use gold fire. Wow. So just breathe into your spine. Just feel like sometimes you feel more of like an alignment with your spine because having that unblocked, your creative rings unblocked, it brings in a lot more of your energy. So just be aware of your hips, center yourself in your hips, your knees, your ankles, your shoulders. Your head, your spine. All right, so that was creative ring work, unblocking, repairing, with a little speech about don't get shut down. Don't accept getting shut down. It's okay to be pissed if you have no motivation. You know, just feel like, I'm shut down. That's not cool. Okay. Chakra repair and unblocking. So make a composite copy that represents all your major and minor chakras. So chakra shape, basic chakra shape is like this, open cylinder. So you make a composite copy and then you repair it. Fuck me. Excuse me. My angels are telling me jokes. My angels got jokes. All right, chakra repair and unblocking. So you're using that composite copy and you're using gold light, run it through the whole thing, right? Because there might be cracks, there could be chunks missing, there could be gashes or scratches. So just use so much gold light that all that junk repairs. Don't accept being shut down. It's human to be shut down. You don't have to be ashamed of it. You don't have to, feel like a loser because you got shut down. Fuck that. Right? Just blast it open. Blast everything out of your chakras. Gold fire, gold water, gold tsunami, gold sandstorm, gold bottle brushes. Angels, here you go. Gold bottle brushes to clean out your chakras. Scrub, 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 scrub. Angels, here you go. Melt the cords. Do not accept being shut down. We can unblock specific to the theme. So you could have energy blocks in your chakras, baggage, other people's energy, blocking your healthy and enjoyable use of clairvoyance and intuition, logic, and confidence. So lift out all that junk that's in the way. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out all that junk that's in the way. You can melt it with gold light. If you're healing yourself, you can lift out the junk and just explode it, which is fun. Lift out the junk that's in the way from your major chakras. Angels, here you go. Lift out the junk in the way. Angels, here you go. And let's say it's not theme related, but you have some project that's really near and dear to you that you just are like beyond stuck about. So let's clear energy blocks from all your chakras relating to that project that you really care about, that you've been stuck on, right? So just lift out the blocks from that project you've been stuck on and just melt them away. Lift out the blocks from that project you've been stuck on. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the blocks. Angels, here you go. You don't have to, it's okay to be shut down and stuck and get shut down and stuck. Life happens, nobody's perfect, but you can just observe that and move beyond it. And if it takes a little anger for you to, like a little inner directed, empowered anger, not like, okay, now I'm going to, machine gun everybody I know, kind of anger, just innerly directed so that you just make your change, right? So lift out the blocks from within your chakras. Angels, here you go. Lift out the blocks. Angels, here you go. Healthy and gentle amount, but you don't have to be stuck on whatever project that you really care about. Just lift out those blocks. Angels, here you go. Lift out those blocks. Angels, here you go. And be aware of the flaps around the outer surface of your chakras. And just let those relax more and more and more. Melt away cords going into your chakras. All right, great, good job. So that was chakra repair and unblocking, plus a little bit of like sort of coaching related to don't get shut down. Don't allow yourself to stay shut down, maybe is the what I really mean. Plus the project. We'll call it a heart project. The project you really care about. Unblocking, special unblocking for that project. Okay, so that's your 4 essentials. We did it. Rockstar. Rockstar chair dance. Woohoo! We did the 4 essentials. Yay! Ah! I touched Abel's bed. He's so sensitive. It's like, he acts like you just shot him. Hey, baby boy. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, cool. So, chair dance. I'm going to keep doing my chair dance for the 4 essentials being done. Woo-hoo! Chair dance for 4 essentials being done. Woo-hoo! All right. So, chair dance moment. All right. Woo-hoo! Great job. So now we will do ripple effect, baby. So as I've said a million times already, the ripple effect is because ripple effect clearing, we're clearing the negative ripple effect so that you only have the positive parts of the ripple effect. So meaning that with clairvoyance, intuition, logic, and confidence, these are natural abilities that you do have, and it's very possible that you are using these abilities on a subconscious spirit level, even just for a split second, and then maybe you're shutting yourself down because you're getting freaked out about it. Like maybe you have baggage, old manipulations from other people, something. Like you don't like what you see or what you just intuited on some level. So what we're going to do is clear all that junk, whatever junkiness triggers. So then you actually get to bring that clairvoyant vision that you just had or the intuition you just had into your consciousness. You're much more likely to make it conscious and then really just be aware consciously of what you just learned on a spirit level. So I'm going to do clairvoyance and intuition together. And then I'll do logic and confidence together. So the clairvoyance and intuition ripple effect will clear the negative junk in that clairvoyance and intuition ripple effect, and then we'll do the logic and confidence ripple effect. Okay, good enough. So that was explaining. So now we will do, baby. We will do the unblocking the clairvoyance and intuition ripple effect, or clearing the negative for your clairvoyance and intuition ripple effect. So the idea is you saw something occurred and you're aware of it on a spirit level. So you see and or intuit subconsciously. So that is the event, like a rock dropping into the water, and then the ripples from that is like the chain reaction results of that action, where you just saw or you just knew on a spirit level subconsciously, right? So you use your clairvoyance and your intuition just as, because naturally it's always going. And then the ripple effect. So we're going to just be aware of, well, we could be aware of the positive ripple effect, but it's not going to be as strong unless we clear all the negative stuff. So just be aware of the negative ripple effect. And you can look at it like maybe piles of baggage. This gets triggered, then this gets triggered, then this gets triggered, then this gets triggered. And just clear the negative ripple effect of you using your clairvoyance and your intuition. And again, this is like subconsciously on a spirit level. So like, you know, you're making eggs for breakfast and your mom throws a truckload worth of energy at you, and you see that on a spirit level. And this is all that triggers within your space because of that. Because most people don't have a problem with getting a truck. I mean, you know, there's a minor problem when somebody throws a truckload of energy at you, obviously. But most of the time, it's just more you freaking out that your mother would even do that, you know, and then it's reminding you of all the past lives where family members did that, and, you know, yada, 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 yada. So that's the negative ripple effect is all your inner garbage that triggers when you use your clairvoyance and intuition. So we're clearing all that garbage out of the way. Because if you just have that knowledge and there's no negativity coming with it, then you could just let your angels heal you and repair your energy. And you wouldn't have to do jack. I mean, maybe your angels would say, no, you need to heal it yourself. You repair it yourself, but they might not. They might do it for you. But, you know, most people, they're just so lost in the negative chain reaction that of that boundaries event that they're not able to just let their angels heal and repair them. You just get caught up in the drama of the chain reaction that happens within themselves. So you use your clairvoyance and your intuition on a subconscious spirit level, and what's that ripple effect? What's the negative parts of the ripple effect? And just imagine it and melt them away to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do at one time. All right, great job. So now we're going to do clearing the negative parts of the ripple effect when you try to use your logic and your confidence, or when you do use your logic and your confidence on a subconscious spirit level. Logic and confidence, you know, it's probably largely 7th chakra. I mean, confidence is certainly 7th chakra, but probably logic as well. So anyway, the spirit event happens on a spirit level. You have a logical and or a confident moment, and then what is sort of unearthed with that? Oh, I said I wasn't going to do the ripple effect for that, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I will do it. So you use your logic and your confidence, and what gets in the way of that, of it being conscious? So just clear the baggage. Baggage, dumped energy from others, manipulation, energy from others. So what's the negative ripple effect of you using your logic and your confidence on a subconscious spirit level, that first instant before it's conscious? So you use your logic and confidence, and then there's the ripple effect. What's the negative part of that? And just clear away the negative part. Whatever baggage that gets triggered, trauma that gets triggered, junk, all the junk. Just melt it away. You can even hand it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? Angels, can you help me with this? Angels, can you help me with this? All right, good. So that was clearing the negative stuff out of your logic and confidence ripple effect, so that you only have the positive experience of it, and then, or for the most part, and then you're much more likely to let that sink down more and more into your consciousness, and then you'll be conscious of that logic thought, and you'll be able to, you know, take it into, you know, think about it, consider it, maybe make a decision and some action based on that, which is nice. Okay. So this will be the first of several times we will clear 2 big blocks in this healing. Okay, so Two big blocks are energy blocks that aren't just naturally clearing, or even clearing, you know, when we're unblocking the chakras and stuff. Maybe they're in your auras, of course, so that could be why, because we keep unblocking the chakras, but not the aura layers. That could be part of it. But anyway, sometimes these two big energy blocks, they're just like several energy blocks glued together by your resistance or by someone else's energy cording them. And so it becomes like a big, you know, sort of like surfboard size energy, or, you know, a big sign kind of energy in your space. You have like multiple blocks that are glued together. And so it's just, you know, it's nice to overtly clear those, because otherwise it kind of fries your brain. You're just like, I'm not ready to do that, or that doesn't make sense, or I'm not sure what to do right now. You know, that's what the effect of two big blocks on you. Or sometimes if the two big blocks are like in your first layer, you could have a lot of fear because there's just too much triggered right there. But anyway, so just line up your two big blocks. Don't worry about where they were from. Just pile them up and melt them with gold light. Melt cords from other people. Bring up red earth energy. Maybe soak them too. So that the more you go light through them, they separate out, you know, the components of the two big energy blocks, and then each one blows up. A couple deep breaths. Maybe redo your grounding, unblock your grounding. And unblock the back of your aura, the back of your chakras. So again, two big energy blocks, stack them up, melt them away, red earth energy, soak them in red earth energy also, gold light. Melt cords going into them from other people. Someone said on their survey, if I get triggered, I just become the energy blocks and I can't do anything. Well, that's because you're cording these two big energy blocks. So melt cords from yourself going into these two big energy blocks and separate from the energy blocks. Okay, there's you, the biggest part of you in your body, and then there's these energy blocks. Don't be in the energy blocks. Drain your energy out of them. Ground the energy blocks with red grounding. Drain yourself out of them. And just let them explode. Or blow them up overtly if you're healing yourself. If you have any left over, say, angels, help me with these, please. Again, unblock your grounding, especially in the back. And the back of your chakras along your spine. And the back of all your aura layers, unblock that. The top and the bottom of all your aura layers. So like up here and down here. Unblock that. All right, so that was clearing two big energy blocks and also unblocking your grounding, the back of your chakras, the back of your auras. And we did 2 rounds of it. So now we'll unblock chakras and aura layers. And I'm going to do them at my speed. So it may be too fast for you guys. It may be too slow for you guys. I'm just going to do what I got to do as a healer. So hope you forgive me. So I'm going to do 7, 6, and 5 first. Chakras 7, 6, and 5. Aura layers 7, 6, and 5. These are the outermost layers of your astral and physical body auras. Someone said in their survey, there's a big shadow in the back of my right, or the back of my fourth layer. And she was wondering if that was a being or just darkness. But yeah, it's a being. Shadows are typically beings. I mean, if all you can see is black, then that's something else. But if you see an aura layer and you're like, well, this part is brighter than that part, there's probably a couple beings in the part that's not so bright. There could be energy blocks as well, but it's good to get the beings out of the way first. Angels, can you recycle any beings in these layers that I'll be healing? I'm unblocking the top of layers 7, 6, and 5. And then just all around layers 7, 6, and 5. So somebody got really discouraged. They're like, oh, the back of my fourth layer is so dark. It's probably a bunch of beings. It's going to take forever to clear. I don't have time. I don't have motivation. At least say, angels, can you recycle all the beings back there? You know, because how long does that take you? That just took me like 15 seconds to say that sentence, right? So at least do that, right? And then, you know, you did something. You know, it's totally understandable. Plus, fourth chakra is motivation. So you're trying to clear it, all of a sudden your motivation blocks up. So just kind of be aware that that's going to happen, you know. But fourth chakra makes your life 1,000 trillion times better. So if you can just kind of understand that, okay, I'm going to work my fourth chakra, but since I am not advanced yet, I may get extremely discouraged as I'm trying to work my fourth chakra and fourth layer. But I have to remember, it will make my life 1 trillion times better. So I'm going to try to turn off the discouragement, to turn on my chakra, you know, work through that. Work through, aha, I just got discouraged. That means my fourth is even more blocked now. So I'm just going to work it. I don't know, you know. It is what it is, but just saying. Just saying. So obviously now I'm going to the fourth chakra and fourth layer unblocking. Fourth chakra, the center of the chest, round opening the front and the back. If you have mud there, just surround it in gold light. You know, mud like blocking up the back of your fourth. You surround it in gold light. You can say, angels, if there are any beings in the way of my work, can you please recycle them? It could take a bit to get through all the junk. One person had a being that was kind of clever and was able to keep blocking the person up. So then they got discouraged and they were like, oh, well, it's too much work. I can't do it. And so the being was just like being clever and blocking up the fourth more and more. Because he was standing right in the fourth layer, so it's easy for him to do. Just, you know, shove mud on it, you know. So you can say, I mean, if it's oddly, weirdly hard, you know, just be like, angels, if there's any beings really yanking my chain right now, can you recycle them, please? So I'm unblocking the back of the fourth layer, fourth chakra, both astral and physical. So fourth chakras. Somebody asked, like, is my fourth layer flowing fast enough. I generally don't think of speed I only think of speed in a grounding sense. I don't think of speed in the aura flow sense. I think of width, which indicates how much of your energy is there. If you don't have a lot of energy there, it can be tight and compressed, so the aura layer looks very thin. Also, I think about hardness versus flow in the layer. So if there's big sheets of hardness, that's going to obviously mess with the flow. And the hardness is like, yucky stuff, so it's going to make you feel yucky. So we don't want that. So that's what I think about more in an aura layer, is flow versus stuck stuff, and also volume of energy, and how wide your aura layer is. You want it to be wide and flowing versus like tight and hard and compressed. But again, unless you're advanced, if you're intermediate, or a newbie, you may get all of a sudden feel like discouraged, like, oh, I'll never ever clear it, So just be aware that because fourth chakra generates motivation. It generates that positive thinking that, like, I can do it. Seventh a little bit too, but fourth is a big part of that. So as you're clearing your fourth layer and fourth chakra, all of a sudden you could feel like so unmotivated, but just kick that, just be like, nope, that means I really need to do this. So front of fourth chakra, fourth layer, and back of fourth layer. Someone mentioned they were unblocking their fourth chakra rivers, which is like, you go, girl. So that's just the energy flow between the fourth layer and the fourth chakra in the front and the back. Is one river there and one river there. There was the special question on the survey was about unblocking the fourth layer and the fourth chakra this time. Next time we'll see what the special question is on this survey. It'll be different. All right, so that was unblocking the fourth chakra and the fourth layer. So now third chakra, third layer. Three, two, one, baby. Make it happen. Get presents. Third chakra helps with productivity, also with good sleep, taking action, finishing projects, baby. Productivity. Second chakra helps with emotional wellness, positive emotions. First chakra helps with courage, safety, and abundance. So you can have composite copies representing both your astral and your physical, third and then second and first, right? And just unblock them. Repair should already be happening, happened because you repaired, but maybe somebody whacked you in the last 20 minutes. Always possible. So you can repair as well. So 3, 2, 1. Aura layers 3, 2, 1 also. Those are the ones closest to the body. So it's more likely that you're going to feel the stuck energy in these layers on a physical level as well. So unblock them. So if your aura layers are flowing, not only do they help you with, the aspect of that chakra, like confidence or emotional wellness or productivity, but they can do their job to protect your body, protect you, protect your chakras if they're flowing. They're hard and stuck in a bunch of places. They don't do as good a job. They can tear more easily. So 3, 2, 1. Aura layers 3, 2, and 1. Above the head. Front of the tummy. Aura layers 3, 2, and 1. Quickly, we'll do tummy meridians. So tummy meridians, excuse the hair on that model, but those are your tummy meridians. I have good videos on tummy meridians, live streams. You have to use the timestamp links to go there, but if you search Janet Wright, tummy meridians first layer, that's my favorite one. But if you search Janet Wright tummy meridians on YouTube, you find at least 2 different really good options. So I'm not going to explain what each meridian is right now. You can, if you want to go to a better walkthrough, you can do that later. But you don't really need to know the names of them in order to heal them properly. The dots on the diagram, those are chakras within the meridian. So it's like if this was the tube that is the meridian, then the chakra is within the tube. So you can repair and unblock the chakras within your tummy meridians and the meridians themselves. And then, of course, your aura layers 3, 2, and 1 in front of there. And if you have any beings in the way in this whole area, you could gold net the whole thing. Gold net your whole tummy area, including the meridians, including aura layers 3, 2, 1. Sticky, collapsing gold nets, just collapse the gold nets, catch up all the invasive beings. Angels, here you go. Collapsing gold nets, collapse in, get rid of all the invasive beings. Angels, here you go. Collapsing gold nets, get rid of all the invasive beings. Angels, here you go. So that was collapsing gold nets for your tummy meridian area, but also aura layers 3, 2, 1 in front of there. So now the entire aura layers 3, 2, and 1, including behind you. Back of hips. I don't think I have a good back of hips one. I have pelvic bones, so behind there. So back of lower back and the back of your aura in 3, 2, 1. Just unblock all that. Maybe we let this video just go for a second, a couple seconds, we'll get to a good visual. How do I stop it? Damn it. Sorry. Right there. That's what I wanted to show. How do I stop it? Ah! Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. All right. Figured it out. Sorry. We'll freeze frame on the guy's butt. But that lower back area, that's what I wanted to show. Alright, so the UB meridian, it's so busy back there, right? Look at all those chakras. So you can unblock those while you're at it. Unblock all the UB meridian chakras, your lower back and your butt. And then layers 3, 2, 1 behind there. There's a lot of hard plates of energy in the first layer right behind the UB meridian stuff there in the diagram. So first layer of the aura right up against the body, like big plates of hard energy. Not everyone has them, but a lot of people do. Like big, like thick, like a cast iron pot kind of thick, you know? Cast iron pan. So just melt those with gold light, or you can ease them out with gold light and give them to the angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Because you want, for first layer, if your first chakra is set to red, then your energy in your first layer is going to be red. So everything that's not red is definitely not you in your first layer. So look behind there, in your first layer behind your lower back, is that all red and flowy? And if it's not, you could use gold fire. If you have any invasive beings in that area, like movie, misty, cloudy, whatever, shadowy, say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And then just let your angels do that and keep using maybe gold sandstorm, gold fire. And all the hard things back there, just lift them out. Angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. All right, rock and roll. So that was a butt healing there for you. So. Okay, so when we did 3, 2, 1, chakras and aura layers, we were unblocking aura layers 3, 2, and 1. We did also tummy meridians and the 3, 2, 1 aura layers 3, 2, 1 in front of that, and the UB meridians of the lower back and butt area, and the aura layers 3, 2, 1 behind that. At the bottom of the last couple surveys, there's been a question that says, if you want, please write something short and silly. And a lot of people, it's very funny, they have like 2-year-old humor. They'll say like butt or like farts or something. Other people say, you know, very sophisticated like play on words or something. But a lot of people have like 4-year-old humor. It's just equally as amusing. I'm open to all levels of silliness. All right, so that was some awesome unblocking of chakras and aura layers and some meridians for extra geekiness. Okay, we're gonna end soon. But what I'm going to do is 2 big blocks, clear 2 big blocks again, then ripple effect. Well, and when we do clear 2 big blocks, it'll also be unblocking, grounding, and the back of the aura, just like we did before, just the back of the aura and back of chakras. So clearing 2 big blocks and unblocking, blah, blah, blah. And then ripple effect, clearing the negative ripple effect of using clairvoyance and intuition and logic and confidence. And then again, 2 big blocks, clear more 2 big blocks and unblock in the back and grounding. And then probably we'll be done soon after that. Okay, but this should be quick. It's like a speed run. So that was explaining. So then so let's do it. First we'll clear 2 big blocks. So just stack copies of them out in front of you. All your 2 big blocks, bring up red earth energy. These are just energy blocks. They're so big, they're not clearing. So you got to do this extra thing just to make them clear, which is fine. It's totally doable. So just imagine them, melt cords from other people going into them, melt cords from yourself going into them. And lots of gold light and red earth energy straight up from the core of the earth. And just let them explode. Sort of the connecting glue melts away, and then they can explode more easily. Again, melt cords going into them from other people. You may have some invasive beings stuck in them, so say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of me clearing these 2 big blocks, please recycle those invasive beings. And then melt away those 2 big blocks. Okay, let's do another round of those. Just put out your 2 big blocks out in front of you. Say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way, please recycle them. Melt cords going into the 2 big blocks. Bring up red earth energy. Use gold light. Melt away the 2 big blocks. Just let them explode by themselves. If you're healing yourself, you could actually blow them up. If you have any left over that aren't clearing, there could be invasive beings still in these ones. So say, angels, are there any invasive beings? Please clear them out of here. And more gold light, melt cords. If you have any leftovers, you hand them to your angels. Angels, can you take these and help? Alright, so that was 2 rounds of 2 big blocks. So then we'll unblock the backs of your major chakras. The top and the bottom of your 7th chakra too, I guess. We don't want to leave that one out. 7th chakra is oriented this way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are this way. So unblock your 7th chakra. And again, there's no shame in being shut down. You just don't have to stay shut down. Just lift out the chunks, blocking up your 7th. Repair it if needed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unblock the backs of them. No shame in getting blocked, but you don't have to stay there. Melt cords, of course. Angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way, can you please recycle them? Angels, here you go. Pull out the junk. Angels, here you go. There could be a lot of gunk blocking up the back of these chakras. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. Alright. Come through the back of your auras. All 17. Melt away the blocks in the back of your auras. the back of your groundings, unblock your groundings, both of them, astral and physical, into grounding. Okay, ripple effect. So the ripple effect is, so this is the quicker version. We did it already earlier in the healing, and it will be timestamp linked in the comment section. But anyway, so on a spirit level, subconsciously, you observe something with your natural gifts of clairvoyance and intuition. You observe something subconsciously, and what's the ripple effect of that? What is the resulting chain reaction within your space? Some of it's really positive and awesome. Some of it is not, because of baggage, old injuries, old traumas, old dumped energy, old manipulations from others. So we're going to clear and heal the negative stuff, so it doesn't stay there. So the event of the clairvoyant or intuitive observation, and then what's the negative ripple effect? Just imagine it like piles or hard stuck ripples, and just melt those away. Any wounds, inner wounds that get triggered by your observations or intuitions, melt away those inner wounds. Okay, so once again, the natural observation happens on a spirit level. You observe something clairvoyantly and or intuitively, and then what is the negative ripple effect? If there is anything, what gets triggered? That's negative, and then just melt it away. Clear the baggage, clear the dumped energy, melt it away. Clear the two big energy blocks. Are there two big energy blocks that trigger when you use your clairvoyance and your intuition? Just melt those away, blow them up if you're healing yourself. What two big energy blocks trigger when you use your clairvoyance and or your intuition? All right, good. So that's the ripple effect for clairvoyance and intuition. So then redoing the ripple effect for logic and confidence. So you have a logical observation, or you're confident on a spirit level. You're like, okay, this is what should happen, just on a subconscious spirit level. But then there's this chain reaction we're calling the ripple effect within you. So a lot of it's potentially really wonderful that happens when you have a logical observation or confident thought. But what's the negative? Are there inner wounds that trigger when you try to be logical and confident? So let's imagine those inner wounds as slashes and melt those away. So when you try to be logical and confident, what inner wounds trigger? What dumped energy gets triggered when you're trying to be logical and confident? And just melt that away or round it all up. Angels, here you go. Round it up. Angels, here you go. So that's part of the negative ripple effect is if you're trying to be logical and confident, sometimes that triggers dumped energy that people have given you. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. And then just regular baggage. Melt it away. What triggers when you try to be logical and confident on a subconscious spirit level? So then, you know, you're more likely to have more positive ripple effect than negative, and then you're more likely to allow yourself to be conscious of those thoughts. Okay, so that was clearing the negative out of your ripple effect from being logical and confident on the subconscious spirit level. So then the final 2 big blocks, clearing 2 big blocks. Line them up, red earth energy, melt the cords, melt the blocks. Angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of me clearing these big blocks, can you recycle the invasive beings? Melt the cords from other people, from yourself. Melt the glue, holding them together with gold light so they all explode. Good job. I'm going to look at a sample person for a second. Let's do an extra unblocking of the first layer in front of the tummy again. So right here, for hard stuff, melt it away. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this, can you recycle the invasive beings? Melt cords going into the blocks. Take your time. Sometimes these blocks have been here for several lifetimes, so you don't have to freak out if they don't melt in 5 seconds. Just keep using gold light, comb through them. And also you can surround the hard objects in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Surround the objects in gold light. Angels, here you go. Any invasive beings in the area? Say, angels, can you recycle any beings or being tunnels in this area? Being tunnels are just little passageways that sometimes, you know, if you see a lot of beings, maybe there's a being tunnel also. So you just ask your angels to get rid of all that, the beings and the being tunnels. So we're working the first layer right in front of the tummy area. You may have some devices from people. Maybe you don't want to know who they're from. That's okay. Just lots of gold light. Surround the devices in gold light. Lift them out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, you may have some devices there. Surround them in gold light. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. First layer in front of your tummy, you know, it's very convenient. You can put your hands there too, if you want. And comb outward. So one hand on your tummy and one hand combing outward if you want. Or you can use a copy. I'm just going to pull out what's not you and give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. From like even the hips area inside. But also definitely first layer. So you can use like a gold net and just drag out what's not you. Angels, here you go. Gold net, drag out what's not you. That's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, here you go. Drag out the gold net. with the gold net. Angels, here you go. Drag it out with the gold net. Angels, here you go. And just bring yourself back in this area, because you just want to fill in with you. So be in your upper torso and your lower torso. Come on in. And then, of course, in your legs and your feet. And your shoulders and your arms, and your head. Check your gold spheres again. Gold mesh spheres in your Reishi auras, which we healed earlier as a part of aura repair. And redo your grounding. Redo your buffer zones. All right, so angels, can you please help me wrap up this healing? Angels, can you please give me a healing? All right, that's a healing. You are a rock star. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, so there will be no Q&A, but I will read through what people have written just briefly. If it's a question, though, requiring me to read the person, I will most likely just ask them to repost it later under any video. Because I'm not going to do a Q&A right now. But if you want to say how the healing was for you, that would be very welcome. Someone says, oh, they do like it as a border, the Persian basil as a border of the live stream. Well, good. It's nice. Glad you like it. Yeah, it's time to change it up. Alrighty. Someone says, hi, Janet, would you please take a look at me? Nope. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No. You could post a question under any video at any time. And then when I have time, I would post a reply. But I did give you a healing. And you can fill out a survey tomorrow to let me know how the healing was for you. But if you want to reply, that would be you post a question under a video. Okay, beautiful Persian basil, thank you. Yeah, it is. I mean, I would grow it anyway because it's really tasty, but yeah. And the flowers are extra tasty. They're extra like flavorful. It's very cool. The Persian basil is beautiful. I just tried it and it tastes like cloves. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it tastes like cloves for me, but all the way they describe basil flavors don't resonate with me, so it's just me probably. So this is very healthy looking. Yeah, the basil. Yeah. Hey Janet, we can see and hear you in sunny Evanston, Illinois, the home of Dave's Rock Shop. 83 Fahrenheit and partly cloudy. It's not bad. It'd be a little hot for me to garden though in that. But I'm gonna have to do a lot of work today anyway, so. But I might be able to sneak out. I'm going to sneak out to the garden as well. Kind of water my tomato plants. Someone says, hi from Ireland. Hello, hello. Yes, Northern Ireland. Hello, hello. Happy to be participating in real time now. Yeah, that's cool. Hello from Lakewood, Colorado. Sunny and 77 degrees. See, now that's nice. We had that yesterday. I was able to garden in that. If it's cloudy and 77, that's way easier for me because the sun is so magnified in the front yard. All those wood chips. Someone says they're viewing from Austin, Texas. Well, hello to you. Welcome, welcome. So it's this piece from Atlanta, Georgia, with a peach that looks like a butt. Thinking of the 4-year-old humor. But anyway, peaches are nice. Peaches are very nice. I don't think I've had it. Maybe I have had a peach. No, I don't know that I've had a peach yet this year. I try to have some peaches like from the farmer's market, but they're so high in sugar, and I have to limit my sugar intake. But I try to have at least 1 or 2 in summer. Someone says, I like the new frame around the video. Yes, that's Persian basil, actually from my garden. I like the green one before the blue one is easy on the eyes too. The green one and the blue one. Maybe you mean the ferns? You liked the ferns that were before? Well, I'm glad you like the Persian basil one too. Hi from Chicago. Love the theme and helps a lot. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad. Someone says, my neck and shoulders felt better after you did the 5, 6, 7 chakras and aura layers. Yeah, very cool. That's nice. Very interesting point about getting discouraged while trying to clear the 4th chakra. Yep. I will remember that and not give in so easily from now on. Thank you. Appreciate your patience. Yeah, feel free to be a little pissy when you meditate. You know, use that. Like, I once, there was this video. I wish I knew where it was now. I don't know where it is anymore. But there was some video and it was like it showed, you know, ocean waves and stuff. But it was like a quick meditation video. It wasn't like detailed like my stuff with chakras and everything. But it was a quick video, but it was like, there was a lot of swearing in it. It was so funny. And, you know, because it's like kind of ironic, you know, and he would be like, you know, with the ocean waves in the background, he'd be like, get those fucking assholes out of your space. Release the fucking assholes, you know? Whatever. I'm sorry if anyone has kids listening, but it's just fun sometimes. Kids, when you're grown up, you get to say fucking assholes, but not before then. Alrighty. I appreciate your patience, no problem. Hey, I was there going, boo-hoo me. My 4th layer is too dark. I'm not going to touch it. But, you know, eventually you realize, hey, wait a minute. Some stupid little being that I could ask the angels to recycle in like 5 seconds has been causing me to not brighten up my 4th layer, which would therefore brighten up my entire freaking season, my entire summer. I love the last survey question to add something silly. I do too. I'm like reading and like really focused and reading people's energy as I get through the survey, and then all of a sudden someone writes, you know, something like completely ridiculous. It's funny. Cracks me up. Thank you so much for healing me. Oh, good. I feel more lighter. I was a bit stuck on clearing the ripple effects. Felt like I was pacing back and forth with 4th and 7th. Oh, so different concepts you're saying. A bit stuck on clearing the ripple effects. Part of that could be you have past life grief that triggers as part of your ripple effect. And so I think you're kind of like feeling that grief and going, I don't know what to do. I don't know. So maybe just explicitly clear the grief that triggers when you try to clear, when you try to be clairvoyant and intuitive, clear the grief that triggers. Maybe that'll be easier. Get that out of the way and then try it again. Pacing back and forth with 4th and 7th. Yeah, your grounding blocked up both times. So just add that to it. You're getting jumpy. Feel much better today. No longer exhausted or overwhelmed. Oh, wow. Excellent. Someone says, thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Today was my first time with seeing how my energy went down through creative rings. Oh, neat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that cool how it goes? You know, the new energy that you're bringing in from the astral that you made with your angels, it comes down through there, and then your energy comes up, outward to your 7th layer. So yeah. Parts of me were really pissed hearing your advice about discouragement, going to work on them. That Janet, she's so annoying. Gosh, she should just shut up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's easy. You know, when stuff gets triggered and then you get pissed. That's okay. As long as you use it for good, you know, take that rage and recycle some beings and blow up some energy blocks and, you know, make it happen. So this says, I feel relaxed. Thank you for the healing. You're welcome. Great healing. Thank you. You're welcome. Feeling really lovely. Thank you, Janet. Lovely is a nice word. How did my son do? That is a reading question. Feel free to post it under the video at any time. Is he getting closer to blah, blah, blah? Yeah, you could post a reading question like that under the video at any time. Appreciated hearing the idea of not getting stuck when shut down. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, you know, it's totally possible to get stuck, and there's no shame in that, but you know, ideally, sooner or later you realize, hey, I'm stuck and I can do something about it. And I can blow up the stuck energy and use gold light. Yes, more questions that could be posted under a video at any time, but not posted right now because this is not a Q&A. Okay, fun times. I would show you my bouquet. Well, I could show you my bouquet because my cat keeps destroying them. She'll like bite on the petals and then she pulls them out of the water. So by the time I see them, they've been out of water for a while. So these are the survivors of my bouquet. We need to cut more flowers. She is not going to discourage me from keeping flowers on the counter. Gosh darn it. I'm going to keep doing it. I will not get stuck about that. Well, if I get stuck, I will unstuck myself. Gold light in my 4th chakra, 4th layer. All right. You guys are amazing. So this concludes the fantastical party that was the August triplet set of 2023. Like I said, in roughly a week, there will be, well, more than a week and a half, I guess. I get a week off, but then in roughly a week and a half, there will be the August twin set, which will be the same awesome theme, and it'll be great. And I will show my dogs. They're looking especially funny over there. This one. It's looking cute. All right, so I won't say their names because I don't want to get them to get out of their cute little poses. But that's ABEL, the one that just got up, looking through his cone. And that one is IZZY, don't want to say his name. Back there on the bed, lounging about. Looking pretty relaxed, which is cute. All right, so you're amazing. Zen, the bouquet destroyer, is nowhere to be found right now. She's asleep somewhere in another room. Okay, oh, there you go. It's back in focus. You can see IZZY right there. All right, so you're amazing. I'm hoping that you're enjoying August, but I know, you know, life happens, and sometimes, you know, August, everyone's supposed to be having the time of their lives, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So try not to be discouraged about that, you know. Today's another day, tomorrow's another day. Just make the best of the day, okay? You can do it. Get that fourth chakra flowing so that you can pick up your spirits. Okay, take care. You're awesome.